All right, so I think this is recording. Let's take a look at this problem. We're actually going to do 5 problems here. I've just copied and pasted 2 of them for right now. We're given a function h, and this time this function is a little different than other functions we've seen. It's referred to as a piecewise function because it's given to us in different pieces. Now, obviously, we can't use 2 pieces at the same time. You can't be in 2 places at once. So in each one of these problems, the first decision that we're going to make is which of the 3 equations are we going to use? And that's all going to be dependent upon the constraint here on the right. For our value, for our input, for our value of x, which of these inequalities is a true statement, and then we'll use that equation. So let's jump in and take a look here at problem number 9. It's asking us to evaluate this function when h is 1. So x is equal to 1. Well, if I come up here to these equations, if x is 1, I would use this bottom piece whenever x is greater than 5. But x is equal to 1. Is 1 greater than 5? No. So I'm not going to use this equation. Is 1 strictly less than 1? No. So I'm not going to use this equation. Is 1 less than or equal to 1? Yes. So here's the equation that I want to use. So everywhere I see an x, I replace it with our input, which is 1, and I do this arithmetic. And I get an answer of 2 if I've done that arithmetic correctly. Let's take a look at number 10 and try to do the same thing. So 3/4. 3/4 is not bigger than 5, so I'm not going to use this bottom one. 3/4 is not between 1 and 5, so I'm not going to use it. 3/4 is less than or equal to 1, so again, in number 10, I'm going to use this top equation. So I have 2 times 3/4 squared minus 3/4 plus 1. So what do I get here? Well, when I square 3/4, I get 9 over 16, and 2 times 9 over 16 is 18 over 16. But that reduces. Half of 18 is 9, half of 16 is 8. That reduces to 9 over 8. So instead of subtracting 3/4, instead of writing this as 3/4, I'm going to multiply this by 2 over 2. I'm going to multiply that fraction by 1. So I'm going to rewrite 3/4 with a denominator of 8 so that I'll be able to do this subtraction. And I'm going to rewrite the number 1 as 8 divided by 8. So now I have a common denominator, and all I have to do are these operations from the numerator, 9 minus 6 plus 8. And 9 minus 6 is 3, and 3 plus 8 is 11. And I'm going to leave my final answer as an improper fraction. So for number 10, I'm getting 11 divided by 8. Now, let me know. I can come in and edit these videos if I've done some type of arithmetic error, because I am the king of that. All right. Let's take a look then at 11 and 12. I wonder if it will let me delete those lines that I crossed over there. Yeah. All right. I'm getting used to the software. I didn't know if it would let me do that. So to evaluate h when x is 67 over 9, I have to determine which of these 3 equations I'm going to use. I can't use them all at the same time. So I know that 63 divided by 9 is 7. So I know this is a little bit bigger than 7. So I know that I'm not going to use the top one because this x is not less than or equal to 1. I know that the x is bigger than 5. So my answer for number 11, the output is always 0 if your input is bigger than 5. for the number 12, when x is equal to 4, which of these three equations am I going to use? Well, I'm not going to use the one that we just used, the x greater than 5. When x is 4, you're between 1 and 5, so that means that we're going to use the 3x minus 5. But we replace x with 4. I can't talk. 3 times 4 is 12, and 12 minus 5 I get is 7. All right, so those are our answers, and I think we have one more. All right, let's go and get it. To evaluate this function when x is negative 3/2, well, that's a negative number, so it's clearly less than 1, less than positive 1. So I'm not going to use this middle equation or this bottom one. I'm going to use the top one. And everywhere I see an x, I'm going to replace it with negative 3/2. And now I just have to be careful in doing this arithmetic. When I square a negative number, it becomes positive. And when I square this, I get 9 over 4. The double negative here becomes positive. And this 2 reduces this 4 to a 2. So I can get a common denominator of 2 really easily, where I have 9 plus 3 plus 2, because I'm just going to multiply this guy by 2 over 2. So 9 plus 3 is 12, and 12 plus 2 is 14, and half of 14 is 7. So that's what I'm getting for this, is a final answer of 7. So I hope, let me know if I've done any of my arithmetic wrong, and I can come in and edit the video to try and help other people out. The main concept, the main idea to take away, to understand from this problem, is which equation do I use under what circumstances. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope this helps, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.